wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our special guest co-host.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Our guest co-host.
Fix your mouth.
Chris Kalin, she's here. She just stepped out the room for a second, but let's get in some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ NV? Charlamagne the Guy. Glad to see you back.
Peace, Taz. What's happening?
Let's jump right into it. So Mark Cuban sold his majority stake of the Mavericks for $3.5 billion yesterday. He's still going to be running the franchise, but he sold a majority stake for $3.5 billion.
But he still got a percentage in the company.
Yeah, he still has a percentage, and he's still going to be running.
I heard he still owns like 40%.
40%, yeah.
Yeah, so he still owns like
40%.
$3.1 billion, still in control.
Yep.
And he stepped down from Shark Tank too, right?
Yeah, he stepped down. This is going to be his last season in Shark Tank.
Well, Mark Cuban hanging it up, huh?
He about to just relax and retire.
Enjoy his life. I ain't mad at him.
He might go to Abu Dhabi and just relax.
Yeah, hey, not a bad idea.
Now, Donald Trump, let's jump right into it, Tez.
And this is exactly why it may not be a bad idea to start looking for places and looking for places to relocate.
Mm-hmm. Well, shout out to Mark Cuban. He did a lot for Dallas Mavericks. Really appreciate what he did for the team. But yes, Donald Trump's legal team has argued against an attempt to have him thrown off the presidential ballot in Colorado in 2024 by suggesting the wording of the U.S. Constitution's insurrection clause did not apply to him. Let's listen to North Carolina WJZY to explain, and we'll come back and we'll discuss.
Looking at the text, it says Section 3 of the 14th Amendment that no one, after taking oath of office to support the Constitution, should be able to hold office in the United States if they've engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States. His team says that Trump never swore an oath to support the Constitution. They go right to his text to the day he was sworn in, and he swore an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. I mean, the words are clearly there. This will be an argument that a judge will have to determine if actually what that was the intent. You would think that those three things, preserve, protect, and defend, would mean support. However, his team is saying, no, I want a literal reading of what that insurrection clause says, and it says support, and I never said that.
Please break that down, Tez. Like, what are they saying? What happened? What are they saying, basically?
Yeah, he's saying basically they did not say, because the Constitution did not say that he swore to support the Constitution. That now correct.
Yeah, yes. It says, now, I'm not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary. I'm not a political expert. I just have some common sense. I have said this numerous times. I was on that show, Who's Talking with Chris Wallace on HBO Max on CNN like last week, and I literally said this. I was like, yo, man, I don't care if you're black, I don't care if you're white, I don't care what religion you are, I don't care if you're gay, I don't care if you're straight. We should not want somebody to be the president who does not even believe in the Constitution. The guy wanted to suspend the Constitution to overturn the results of an election. Like,
that's absurd.
If somebody does not believe in the Constitution, how can they be the leader of the free world?
They can't. So what happens next, Tez?
Okay, so what they're doing now is the Colorado Supreme Court, they're expediting this case because obviously, a campaign is going on. They said that they are going to make a decision on this December 6th, and this court's decision could affect the political landscape of 2024 because, again, if he's not allowed on that ballot, then folks cannot vote him in to be the nominee for the Republican candidate. Now, there are other states that are challenging his candidacy as well. I want to run those down to you that are still pending: Alaska, Arizona, Connecticut, Delaware, Kansas, Massachusetts, Montana, New Jersey, New York, New Mexico, New York, as I mentioned, South Carolina, Texas, Vermont, Virginia, and West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So basically everybody is trying to figure out if they are going to allow him on the ballot due to this insurrection clause.
Yo, how can any American want someone to be the president who doesn't believe in the Constitution? Do I think the Constitution needs an upgrade? Absolutely.
Yes,
but even in its current state, if a person does not believe in the Constitution, why would you want them to be president?
Well, I'm pleasantly surprised to know that South Carolina is on the list because he was at the game down this week. He was all hugged up with McMaster on the field.
I heard it was mixed reactions, though, like anything else. Like I heard he got booed sometime. I heard he got cheers sometime. I mean, that's life pretty much.
Yeah.
All right.
And just to reiterate it again, because Charlamagne asked the question, what does that actually mean? Again, President Donald Trump said he did not take an oath to support the Constitution. So he's looking for the words literally to say support the Constitution.
You did take an oath. You took an oath when you became president of the United States of America. That is your sole job, to uphold and support the Constitution. So
when you said it literally needs to say support. Right now it just says preserve, protect, and defend.
Oh, okay.
How can any American, I don't care what race you are, religion, sexuality, gender. How can any American want someone to be the president who doesn't believe in the Constitution?
So preserve and protect does not mean support the bill.
Does not mean that's what his attorneys are saying. He needs to literally say it.
Come on, man.
All right.
He tried it.
Well, that is front page news. Tez, we'll see you in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
KNV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our special guest co-host, Chris Kalin here.
Good morning.
And let's get in some front page news. What up, Tez?
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Chris and Charlamagne the God.
Peace, Tez.
Now, I guess we're jumping into parking today, huh?
Yeah, this is important because people are traveling more during the holidays. So a report came out yesterday because as people are traveling during the holidays, looking for shopping, they're also looking for parking spots. So I thought this was interesting. Found these cities with the most expensive parking. Guess who comes in number one?
New York.
You guessed
You ain't got to tell me.
Right. New York drivers pay as much as $443 a month for parking. San Francisco comes in 2, followed by Seattle, Philadelphia, Washington, San Diego, Cleveland, Boston, Miami, and Chicago coming in at $143 as the lowest. Now, the cheap parking spaces you can find as you're traveling is Tulsa, Oklahoma, with the most affordable parking for drivers. Monthly costs about $21.70 a month. Parking in Dallas and Memphis and Tennessee pay about $40 a month. Nashville, Tennessee is also cheaper than most at $50. Houston, Houston is the 4th largest city in the country and still only offers parking for $50 a month. St. Louis and Riverside, California. They also did a survey on the worst potholes also in America. And guess who's number one on Netflix?
New York.
Yes, New York, number one for the worst potholes, followed by LA and Minneapolis. So very interesting report. If you guys want to see where your city falls, that is on USA Today, a report that was released.
It would never cease to amaze me how everything in New York is so expensive, but New York don't look like Dubai.
Nope.
New York should look futuristic with all the money that we spend in this city on parking tickets and parking and tolls and everything else, but yet this city looks terrible.
And I will tell anybody, if you do fly out of New York or you live in New York, the best thing to do, because parking at the airports is $50 a day if you park at the airport, right?
Wow.
So what I would tell people to do, especially if they're flying out of JFK or LaGuardia, it's in really local neighborhoods. So I park in the local neighborhood and I take a $5 Uber to the airport. That's what I do every single time if I don't take a car service. And it only costs me $10 to park. If I'm going for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, it only costs me $10, $12 because I will park in front of somebody's house and I'll be back in a couple days.
Yeah, but then what happens when that car gets towed or gets broken into?
It's legally parked. It's legally parking.
What that got to do?
And I ain't got nothing in the car.
You park in the wrong neighborhood in Queens if you want to, flying out of JFK or LaGuardia and see what happens.
Would not recommend.
Exactly. Fly. Are you even if
I
you're in
do
New
it all the
Jersey?
time.
Park in the wrong
I
place
didn't say
in
Jersey.
Newark.
Did you hear me say Jersey?
Park in the wrong place in the wrong neighborhood in Newark and expect your car to be there when you get
I
back.
said LaGuardia and JFK. I ain't say Newark.
Yeah, all right.
I ain't parking Newark. No.
All right. You need to be more specific when you tell people just
That's
to park in the
creative, though.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now, what's going on with Google?
Yeah, this is also important for the family to know. If you have a Google Gmail account, I know I probably have about 5 or 6. They are trying to get rid of all of the accounts that you have not used for the last 2 years. So if you want to make sure that that account is still active, make sure you log in this week. Again, if you have not used an account in 2 years, they are deleting all of that that's connected to Workspace, Google Drive, Meet, Calendar, and Photos as well. So we want to retain that, keep those accounts up and well. And they're doing that because people breaking in emails and jacking people's emails and things like that. So it's a security issue.
Yeah, I got to tell my parents that. I got my parents' Gmail accounts. They still use the AOL accounts. They will not switch over to Gmail. They still use
Still on AOL.
Still use AOL.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tiz.
Absolutely.
And make sure you subscribe to Tesla and Figaro's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, and follow at Tesla and Figaro on all social media platforms.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.